Hey guys, Jano0, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in my part of the world, they are calling for excessive heat, and it is the middle of summer and it is very, very hot. And sometimes if you're raising rabbits like what we do, rabbits don't deal well with extreme heat very well. So there are some things that you can do to kind of help them through the dog days of summer to keep your bunnies happy and healthy. And we're going to show you a couple of things that we do and that we have come up with to keep our area of our barn where we have our rabbits nice and cool, and keep our bunnies healthy and happy, and you know, not dead from the heat, which is a good thing. So rabbits, the first thing we can do is just take normal regular old water bottles, right, and put them in your freezer, let them freeze overnight, and you can just set that inside one of your cages, and then your rabbit will come and lay up next to it, and that'll help keep them cool. If you notice that one of your rabbits is having difficulties with the heat, the ears on the rabbits are kind of like a radiator in a car. So you can take, just get your water, a little bit of water on your hands, and just kind of rub it on their ears like that. And that will help cool them down as the blood flows through their ears. Yeah, mama, I know. Yeah. And then as that water evaporates, it'll help cool their body down as the blood runs through their ears. Their ears, like I said, are like big radiators. And we have, you can see we have a fan in the background going. We have another fan in here. We have got this section kind of blocked off with plastic material and stuff to keep the cool air inside the barn, because we have come up with kind of like a swamp cooler type of situation that we use that we'll go over here directly. So we talked about having some water bottles that are frozen that you can put in the cages. We also sometimes will use ceramic tiles. You can get a clearance or just a box of ceramic tiles and freeze those ceramic tiles overnight. Put them in the cage. The rabbits can lay on top of the tile to cool off. The problem with the tile is they warm up pretty quick. They don't last very long, and you need to keep switching them out throughout the course of the day. Most of the time, one of these bottles here will last the majority of the day, or at least through the heat of the day. So we get them out in the morning, about mid-morning when the heat really starts kicking in. We'll put the water bottles in with the rabbits and leave them in there until the evening time. Pull them out, put them back in the freezer, reuse them again the next day, because the heat of the day is when they really, really have their troubles. You know, from like noon to 4 o'clock when it's really super hot. So especially like with the babies and stuff like that, who don't have the big ears yet, can't regulate themselves as well as the adult rabbits can. Now what we've got going on behind us over here is we have this fan that we have mounted to the wall, and you can see we've got copper tubing wrapped around it in a coil, and then we've got 2 water lines going into this cooler right here. Inside this cooler we have water, and we have some big ice bottles, and we'll put regular ice in there, along with a little water pump that we have, the little water pump, and we just got that going to a little solar panel outside, and it's run off of the solar panel. So during the day when the sun is out, or even if it's a little bit cloudy, it still runs. And what that does is that pumps this really cold ice water, it pumps it out through this copper tubing coil, and then the fan blows that cool air from the tubing. You can see that it's sweating. It blows that air into the barn, and it makes at least a 10-degree difference in the temperature from the inside the barn here versus outside in the heat. And 10 degrees can be the difference between happy bouncy bunnies or overheated dead bunnies. So always make sure also that they have plenty of water. Sometimes in the really hot days, we'll even put a little bit of water. Remember our little automatic watering system that we made, where we just run the water through here, and the rabbits can get a little bit through these water nipples and the tubes and all that kind of stuff. We made videos about this setup in the past, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description box so you can go and see how we did this. But a lot of times we'll even put some ice or an ice bottle inside this water so the rabbits have cool water to drink. They have something that they can lay up against to keep them cool. And we check on them a couple times a day just to make sure that we don't see any of the bunnies that are, you know, in distress. Like the mama bunnies that's got the babies, you know, where they're still nursing, the heat can be a little bit harder on them, and you want to make sure that they stay hydrated really well so that they don't dehydrate and bad things happen. So those are some of the things that we do for the rabbits in the heat of the summer through the heat of the day. It can get particularly dangerous for your animals, but some basic precautions can make a huge difference in how healthy your stock is. So like I say, make sure they got plenty of water. If you run an automatic watering system, you can always put some cool ice or something in your main tank. If you use just water bowls, then you're going to need to refresh that every couple of hours. Always be filling, make sure they got water. You can drop a couple ice cubes in the water to keep it cool if you're using just the watering bowls. Give them something that they can lay up against and cool off. Or you can use something like we've got here in the background, the fan and the copper tubing, to cool off the entire barn. And you can see that it's very hot. They're calling it to be almost 100 degrees today. And our bunnies, even the biddies, our little bitty bunnies running around in here, are bouncy and healthy and happy, and they're not overheated. You can see some of them are panting, but that's what they do when it's hot. But for the most part, hi mama. Yes, she's a sweetie. She's a sweetie. For the most part, all the bunnies are cool and healthy and happy. Even the little dinkies. Hi, little guy. Yes. I just love little bitty bunnies, man. They're so cute. They're, oh goodness, they're like little popcorns. What doing? Oh, you can say hello, YouTube. And put your little arms up, go, hi, YouTube. Who cannot love dinky little bunnies, man? All right, guys. I hope this helps. I hope this is some good information, and I hope everybody's bunnies and other critters bear through the heat in the summer and do well. So questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them. I will leave the links that I can think of as far as to a pump or a solar panel, some of the copper tubing that we use, and the video where we made our watering system. And I hope those help. And you guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm not quite sure what else to say. So have a great rest of the day. God bless. The end.
Buzz, buzz, the end.